Hello YouTube, Damo_23 here, and welcome back to another episode on the YouTube channel. Today's episode is number 2 of course, can we do better than Ange Postecoglou and maybe take Spurs to some glory in Season 1. If you didn't check out the first episode, it was the goal of us looking to try and win some competitions inside 3 years and really replicate what Ange is doing in real life and such a good job he's doing. With that as well, in today's episode, we're going to be looking at the set piece induction, tactics, and potential players coming and going. And more importantly, you have a look at the transfer budget. There's not much money there, but there's a guy called Harry Kane leaving on the 12th of the 8th, as you can see down the bottom of the screen here, right side myself, which means there's potential to be another 45 to 50 million. I think we should go and sell that, reinvest that sort of money. I know we got the likes of Brendan Johnson, etc. coming in, but I'm sure that's already being factored in as well with the current money that we have. So without further ado, let's get into the tactical induction here. And if you have not seen this is a superb little bit of addition to Football Manager this year. We have got a set piece coach on the way, hopefully from Brentford, take one of the world's best. But Chris Davies is going to work us through it. I myself is someone that works on a zonal marking in real life. I like us setting up the zone, big tall players in big key areas, heading everything away. So I'm going to go zonal. I actually don't like anyone on the post because I want to keep everyone that's in front of the keeper offside, personally. I think that's not the worst one. Also think having someone on the post is not the worst. But I think no post is fine. How many players do you like to leave forward when defending a set piece? I actually like us to be on the counter. I think we've got direct and quick players on the counter. I think you've got the likes of Son running at people, Richarlison when he's on the pitch, Brendan Johnson when he joins. These are guys that are quite dynamic. So I actually think we should do this as well. The staff preference is actually defending more everyone in the box. I'm an aggressive manager. I want to see us on the counter. Do you want the pool to be ripped? I prefer, they reckon far post. They reckon far post. Now, I've always been a near post man. We'll trust Chris Davies. How many players do you want to leave back during the attacking set piece? Well, the hard-hitting questions. Give this episode a like, subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm currently live on Twitch as well, so links down below to our Twitch. What do you reckon, Twitch chat? I don't mind being more attacking. And we also have quick defenders like Porro, Udoji, Van der Brunnen, even though being in the box has got 19 speed. Yeah, he looks incredible, Van der Brunnen. So let's stay high. I actually don't mind the outswinger as well. Especially if we're going to whip it back stick. I want that ball to move away from the goalkeeper, so if the keeper commits, we get there first. I think an in-swinger back stick's easy for a keeper to track and then claim. So let's do that. All right, thank you, Chris Davies. So that's the first thing. Let's have a look here at defending and attacking. Yep, next. Yep. Routine 1. Shared responsibilities. There we go. That's everything there. Beautiful. Okay. Done. Let's see what we can do here now. So, on defending, as you can see, we've got C2, which is Richarlison, and C1, which is Heung-min Son on the break, with B2 being Maddison getting ready to go. So, we've got Tracker's best ranked first is go back, stay forward, near side. So if we win a header and it goes up to one of them, we've got 2 on to go, and we've got Maddison getting closest. And as you can see with the zonal, we've got some good players in the zonal as well. So do I need to click on these to see them? No players selected. Christian Romero is our best aerially, Basuma and Kulusevski with Porro, and no player selected. That's because I haven't picked my proper team here as well. Trying to. On attacking, all right, we're attacking the far post, for instance. Our best 2 is Romero and no other player selected. It'll be Van der Brunnen. Richarlison and Basuma attacking the near stick. With lurking is Maddison and Heung-min Son. Not the worst. Defensive recovery is going to be Pedro Porro. Where's your Doji in all of this? I don't know where your Doji is in all of this, but sure. Your Doji has to be in one of these options. D1 and D2. I'm going to get them to stay back at all times, to be fair. Like outside the area. That all seems fine. And then that's from that side. Surely we can flip it now. From the right, yeah. Okay, and everything's all mirrored. Beautiful. Right, that's pretty good. There's also other options that you can change, but it's a pretty good little thing to run through there. I know that's a little bit clicky. Apologies, YouTube. It might not have the best retention rate, but that is set pieces and etc. there. And I think, you know, defensively and on the attack, we look pretty good. Not gonna lie. Think that's something that we get to watch in pre-season, see how it works. We can always adapt and change. Second thing we want to discuss is the team. Now, important to note for us not to go crazy. We do have a lot of guys on the way out. So Indon Bailey, Harvey White, Alfie, Troy Parrott's on loan, Dane Scarlett's on loan, Harry Kane's leaving. But we do have players on the in. So we do have Mickey van der Bruyne, who will come straight into the team in August. We have Solomon and Brendan Johnson joining really late as two backup wingers, which is good. We have Velez that is a backup striker. I think that's not bad. And all of a sudden, if you're looking at this team, you know, you've got a starting striker and you've got some options here in the middle of the park. If I was to line up on match day 1 and there was no injuries, Vicario is your best keeper. Porro is obviously a great player. I don't know who I'll play at centre-back. Probably Eric Dyer for now. Romero and Udoji. In a 4-2-3-1 that's very similar to the 4-2-3-1 that I actually used last year on FM. And I know that there's so many new roles and you guys are going to go, oh, that's boring. I want to go with a system that I know works on FM23 and I know fits Spurs really well because it allows Maddison in his best role, Son in his best role, Kulusevski in his best role, and Basuma as well. Callum wants to go centre-back. Callum, you're in centre-back, mate. There we are, in the Twitch chat as well. So I've picked a system that is very much the same system what I use in FM23. I just want to see the match gameplay, etc. Which means we're focusing on a much higher tempo, playing much shorter passes, which is something Spurs do in real life. And then when the opportunity arises, release someone into space. How often have you seen a Son get linked in behind? I really want to see that. Run at the defence. You see that happen with your Doji and Porro, and you see it happen with Kulusevski. And hopefully we get those short little passes of Maddison dropping in and around and us releasing, which would be good. We're rolling the ball out. We're going on the counter. We're looking to distribute quickly. And obviously in this system here, I'm pressing the same I would have pressed last year on FM, which is prevent the short distribution, but force inside in towards that Basuma, Benton Core, Papa Matasar, Holderberg area where we got really good technicians that can win the ball and win it high and we can go on the break and exploit. Now, in Season 1, yes, there's potential for us to win the league, and yes, there's potential for us to finish top 4. If someone told me right now with this team, without investing too much money and time, we can go and finish top 7, I'm happy, because it keeps the board happy. It also means we can plan for next year with the money and exactly what we need to go and maybe go and try out a couple of these new roles like the libero and the inverted wing backs, etc. But for now, we need a team that's going to, you know, fit what needs to be fit. And with that being said, that is the likes of this team. So that is Vicario, Porro, Romero, Udoji, and Vicario, and all in the same role. Basuma playing a halfback on defend, sitting as a deepest defensive midfielder, winning the ball, recycling possession, doing exactly everything we love. Like, he is a world-class footballer, this guy. We are not going to be losing him anytime soon. We need to build around him, Maddison and Son, if we're going to have any chance of winning the title. You know, against Maddison, his best role. Son, not too bad. Maybe long-term finding a striker that is, you know, out of this world to put Son on the left is not bad. And then, obviously, Kulusevski, Richarlison, they kind of pick themselves. Bentancur, when he's fit, is fantastic, but unfortunately injured, which means that, you know, Papa Matasar, who has world-class potential, can learn to play ball-winning midfield. He's got good mentals, decent physicals, and can pass and has good tackling. So I think as a ball-winning midfielder, as a placeholder, and learning to play is something that is not the worst for him as well. So I think that's my team. So in short, at his first 10 minutes, we've set up far post corners, we're going zonal, and we're going to go on the break from corners and be a little bit maybe open and susceptible to conceding a few corners, but we're also going to go and play a system that we played last year on FM23, hyper-pressing, really short passing, exploiting space when possible, and we've got some of our best players in our best roles, and hopefully that will translate into good results. What we're going to do now is I'm going to sim a bit more forward into the future. We're going to hopefully cut back with a few different goals of pre-season so you guys can see that. More importantly, I'll join you on the day that Harry Kane leaves. We'll see if that does anything to our transfer budget, and maybe we can just go and pick a couple little people up in the window to really improve the squad. YouTube, look how clean the grass looks here. It looks clean here at the top of the stadium. You know, you got a little bit of like the outlining and stuff. It all looks clean, which is good. I mean, I'm going to skip this and do this quickly. And I'm just going to put it on full match for a quick second here. For those wondering what sort of camera angle I use, because I'm a very different guy, I like it on vertical scrolling and from behind my attacking view. So I'm watching my players attack. We also have the match speed here and there, and speed between highlights is perfectly fine. In terms of the camera, I like it lot less height and less zoomed in. So you get a really nice bird, you know, behind the view. We can see kind of what the ball carrier can see, and from there we can see the shape and the movement. We also can see when oppositions come on the break where we're all set up. So I believe this is a very good camera angle, something I've always used, and then I'll change it at halftime so we can see it back the other way if we're attacking the other way. So for those wondering what my camera angle is, it's always been vertical scrolling, heights at about an eye, zoom at about the first, in between the first and second O for Oscar there. In terms of I don't mind it on TV or director. It doesn't really matter for replays. But that's kind of what I have it on. Any key moments in terms of, not in our first game here against Galatasaray or anything, I'll let you know. I'm also going to just tell you quickly here, YouTube, I've accepted a $2 million bid from Fenerbahce for Loris. We are playing against Galatasaray. His testimony has started today, and then we're selling him after today's game. But here we go. I wanted to point out the grass looks great. The cut scenes look fantastic. I'll come back and show you if we score from one of our set pieces or anything like that. Be back in just a moment. Okay, YouTube, here we are. 2-2 draw against Galatasaray. We can either look at this one of two ways, right? One way being, you know, inferior opposition, should have won, what were we doing? Or the other way is we had 90% pass completion, 66% possession, and for a team that have not really played together and is not really at full strength just yet, we led and we came back from 1-0 down. I'm going to show you, though, the goal for Madison's goal, because I really like the play from the AI. And we're going to go back to where we won the ball. Maybe a little bit more. I love this game. Doing the same thing the last game did. Yeah, can we go back 10 seconds? Yeah. All right, so here we go. We've cut a corner. We've lost the ball. We're on the break. I can say, by the way, it has not put one ball back stick yet, which is odd. Maybe they have to learn it. Anyway, we win the tackle with Real. Romero comes across to win it. Have a look at the shape we get in the middle here from the AI. So Romero comes across. Straight away, Alfie Dorrington has just come on. So we have conceded a goal here with an 18-year-old at centre-back. Romero stayed up. The run of Holderberg's there. I don't like Ben Davies' movement, because I think Ben Davies needs to be wide, but that's fine. In the end, they realise this, and we get a back four sort of shape going. You got Romero, Davies covering Romero. Fair enough. Alfie Dorrington. But have a look at Basuma. Basuma's movement here, when he realises Romero's out of position, is one of, I'm a defensive midfielder, to, well, I'm going to come across here to allow this to become a back four, be part of the back two centre-backs. He's now the deepest person, which I love, right? Anyhow, the ball comes across, eventually, from Romero, and look at us recycle possession. Look where Basuma's already been. Alfie Dorrington, Basuma's filling in at centre-back with this shape, which allows Emerson Royale, who's on at the time, to get wider and higher, and it allows Basuma to pick the ball up being the other centre-back and create the midfield overload moving forward, which I love. Allows for these two to come back into shape. Allows us to keep this box if we do lose the ball from the break. We'll say we're maybe a little bit high, but I prefer us to look to get forward. Anyway, Madison back to Basuma. Nice 1-2 and a very good finish. That looks just like that. Now, if we were going to replay that goal in its entirety for you, this is what it looked like in speed. But what I really like is the AI, even though we've done no tactical training, and this is our first game, has picked up that we've moved across and we need someone to fill in at centre-back for Romero. And look who it is. It's Basuma, who's the defensive midfielder on half-back, and I love it. But look at this, just as simple as you like, couple of touches, beat the passing lane, Madison with a good run, gets it back, nice 1-2, and a very good finish. And that is not too bad at all. I will say outside of this, obviously, we would have much rathered obviously win the game. But to go down to 10 men for a very cynical red card, I love that this is still part of the game, is when, you do whatever. I did bring Kane on for 5 minutes to see what happens. But yeah, just like no need for that whatsoever. But sure, Romero. To concede afterwards with 10 men, to not lose the game, I'm going to take the positives out of the negatives of that one. But a very nice goal, and I will show you any other really nice pieces of build-up play. But first game, not the worst there from the boys. This all looks very clean too. YouTube, here we are. A home game in pre-season against Benfica. We're about to win 4-1 in about 30 seconds. I just wanted to bring up what we've done. Yes, that's 5 at the back. And yes, it looks good. We have changed shape to 5 at the back with wide centre-back, a complete wing-back, and an inverted wing-back. I want to show you a few bits and pieces of play to explain why we've made this change. First one we're going to bring in is the Son goal here as well. And I just want to show you kind of what the movement's kind of like when we win the ball back. So as you can see, we get a throw in here. Dyer finds Sarr. We have an inverted wing back on Udogie and a wide centre back on Davies. Straight away, he comes and peels, which is a good passing option. But we've got a complete wing back on stay wider here. And because we get this shape where Sarr's and Segundo Volante driving inside, we still got good defensive cover whilst this occurs. And then obviously you find Porro, we got options inside, you can play a ball in, it's not bad, it's pretty good. You can also have a look here, the game allows us to, at Basuma's goal, which is the first goal. If we look back at when we win this ball in transition here with Vicario, for instance, you can see the shape is very nice. You've got 3 here against 1, 5 across, traditional. But straight away, something that you see Spurs do a lot in real life is finding someone that can play a defence-splitting ball, and bang, there it is. Kulusevski dropping inside is awesome. Now watch the movement. Son makes a good run, could play this ball. We decide against it, should have. Sarr drops in. We've got Davies tucking inside. We've got Udogie inside, and he becomes important now, Udogie. Watch his run here as we recycle with Sarr. Back to Udogie. How often do we see a Spurs defensive fullback pick it up in a defensive midfield position? Still got options in and around the box. Davies creeping up as a wide centre-back. And now Basuma's got options. Now, if Basuma really wanted to, he could play a pass into here. One of us slots it. Or Porro makes this run and he slides him in here and we get the ball across. Basuma instead goes himself and scores. It's good movement. And that's exactly what we're trying to create. These guys might be thinking, how did we concede in this game? It was 1 shot, 1 attack, 1 goal at the stage. And to be fair, I was actually applauding our very good shape. And this, even though we conceded, I want to go back to where they had the ball. And I just want you guys to watch the shape here. We've got 4 guys in here cutting passing lanes. We get it back to Otamendi and we get it back inside. And yet again, they look forward. And as soon as he looks forward, sorry mate, 3 guys stepping up. You got Basuma, you got Sarr, you got Davies tracking the run of Gogoli, Ramos this time at least. And we force them back. Now look at the shape again. Pressing with the 2, pressing with Madison, pressing with Kulusevski. Son's done a lot of dog work and come back inside, which I love. Right? Ball into Di Maria. As much as this is a dangerous pass, straight away, straight underneath it. Good shape again. Force them backwards. It's really nicely done by Madison. Force them all the way back to their keeper, and the shape is brilliant. And if we can keep that shape against bigger sides, we're going to be fine. Now, unfortunately, we concede, but it's not going to be perfect overnight. Good ball to bounce to find a passing lane, but we still block up this original pass. Unfortunately for us, we're just too slow to get Madison in behind Neves, which means they have to rotate. Madison gets into behind Joe Neves, it's fine. And for whatever reason, instead of Ben Davies doing what he did the first time, which is cover the Goncalves run, he actually decides to step into here for whatever reason, and we get beat, and that's our first shot. But that's the movement and the shape, and I'm really happy with it. So there's some really good goals, some really good bits of play. When I cut back again, I'm actually going to show you a goal was scored against Dartford, where we tested this system against a non-league side, and go through the actual system. And I think this is something that's going to stick around here for our first game of the Premier League next episode. Alright, let's go and get this all sorted. YouTube, as promised, we have got the go against Dartford before I run through the 5 at the back system that we're going to use for this, at least the first part of the season. Right? We've won the ball back here, and I want to just explain the movement of different players, how they interchange, and then obviously the player roles that is creating all of this as well. So Romero gets the ball as we win it in here, and straight away, if you have a look at the other shape, we've got a back 3 traditional, we've got Basuma, and we've got Sarr in the same line, but I think they're coming to try and get in position. And you've got Perro, who's going to come wide to provide a passing option down the channel. Okay? So back inside the Dyer, these two now split to create passing options. Right? If Dyer really wants to be brave, he can take one touch and really fizz it into Madison, which I like, and we can play around at the back. He makes an easy pass into Sarr. Now, Sarr could open up, couldn't, but he's in good spot. And we've got a very good, easy, knock it around as Spurs do, keep the ball in real life, find moments. Romero picks it up. Second phase of this is look at the triangle. You got Basuma, who could then slip one straight into Kulusevski. You got Porro, who's staying basically as a winger. I love this complete wing-back role. And at the moment, if the ball came out the other way, we do have Udogie, we have Madison, and Co ready to go. Next phase is Porro. He's already loading up a pass. But as you can see here, another triangle really we can build. And he can go back home. Finds Kulusevski. Bit of a press situation here, but Kulusevski's good enough to get out and find Basuma. And this is what I really like here. So this is Sarr, who's playing in that Segundo Volante role, and he's gone high. But as you can see, there's a big space in here for someone to fill. Enter Udogie straight away. I'm now the midfielder. I'm the guy tucking inside, which I love. Dyer there. Look at Udogie. Okay, Sarr's dropping back in, as you can tell. I better get back out wide to create space. Enter Sarr. Straight away, when we find Dyer, look at the shape we've got right now. 3 with a few guys across here, a 6 dropping in. I wouldn't mind this being Madison as well. And we've got 2 guys supporting Son. Straight away, Sarr. And now, have a look. You can play a short ball into Udogie, can take some space and look to slip someone. Kulusevski's making actually a pretty nice run into here. But my big one is from one moment straight to another, and this is where it's going to go, is with Pedro Porro being complete wing back on attack, going wide right, it is awesome because he can just play this ball into direct passing channel and we bypass 4 players. Beautiful. And that's what happens. Takes a couple touches, should have played it quicker, but there we go. And then from here, it's just Pedro Porro, ball in, Son goal. Right? It's a great goal with great build-up. But if you have a look at the last phase, when the ball comes into the box, look who's in the box, even though we're not going on attacking moments. Kulusevski's presenting. Son goes near stick. Madison's in there. And on the top of the box is a man called Papa Mata Sarr. So if the ball comes out, it's not bad. And as that we score, it's important to note, if the ball was put in and cleared, we've got 1, 2, Udogie inside providing cover with still the back 3 as well. I think this is a very good tactic that is going to be quite powerful so far from what we've seen. Now, in terms of the tactic itself, this is what it lines up as. It is a positive, possession-based 5-2-2-2-1. And there we go. At the moment on positive, we're playing shorter passing with a lower tempo. We're playing out from the back, working the ball into the box. But more importantly, we're looking for the overlap on the right-hand side. Nothing on the left. I want Udogie to have the freedom of, now I need to come inside like that goal and beat a defensive midfielder. And he needs to also have the freedom of, I need to go wide here in build-up because Sarr's occupying that spot. It also means that we can allow Sarr and Udogie to pick and choose who goes. And as you can see, Sarr in the Segundo Volante role gets very vertically high, and it allows Udogie to come inside very well as well at the moment, which is good. Now, with that being said, wide centre-back on support and a defend, mainly because Romero is a bit limited going forward and we're not going to have tons of money to sort that issue. And Davies will eventually become Van der Brun, is it how you pronounce it? Van der Ven, who will be pretty good in that role. In terms of the third centre-back at covering centre-back, could be a ball-playing defender on cover. I really do think we might need to find a defending player and look for a centre-back in the market. Obviously, Segundo Volante in the halfback. Basuma in the halfback just sits, dictates, rotates, drops in and out, picks the ball up. If Romero or Davies gets caught high, it's Basuma dropping in. Obviously, in this halfback role, he sits the deeper. And as you could see here, Sarr is allowed to go forward, allows Udogie to come inside and really control this space in here so we're never caught out. And as you can see with Pedro Porro, complete wing back on attack, the only thing that we've done to his player role here is cross more often, run with the ball wide, and get as high as possible up the field, automatically ticked on. I want this guy being the main creative outlet, especially when your stats are that good and you're that good at getting forward. You're not a fullback, mate. You're a glorified winger that plays as a complete wing back. Kulusevski and Madison are the two inside around Son. The reason they're both on support is in this system, we do need to really make sure that we can find space for Porro to go. So these two on support, dropping in and out to really create havoc for the opposition back 4 or 5 or 3, so they can't pick up Porro, so Porro is the ball out on the right-hand side. And then, as you can see from the highlights, obviously people getting in the box, Son's running channels. I love to see it. You love to see it. I think this is a system that could really go places. As you can see here, there's nothing else really to pick on Son. I could say shoot less often because we know that's overpowered from previous FMs, but we're going to leave it as is. With that being said, guys, that is a lot to get through in this episode. So we've done set pieces, which I've now actually switched to in-swinging set pieces. We're starting a 4-2-3-1. We're now playing 5 at the back, which I've never played on FM before in my life because I'm a massive 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3 sort of guy, right? And we look good. Next episode is Fulham in the Premier League for match day number 1. I'm going to play these next 2 games in pre-season, see how this system's going. I'm going to see these guys on the flip side. If you really enjoyed this very tactical, in-depth breakdown, this VOD that I'm filming on today, the 20th of the 10th, is going to be available on Twitch. Feel free to go and watch it. You know, we spend, at the moment, 2 hours, 41 minutes on stream, and it's mainly been huge tactical talks. So if you want to watch that, by all means you can. It's available for the next 30 days. Give the episode a like, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Until next time, will we get success in a 5 at the back system this season? Maybe, just maybe. Do we need another centre back signing? Maybe. Do we have people on the bench that can play these roles? It's what it is. But if we can get a starting 11 that is really good and can really play the roles, I really think we can have a great season. Catch you on the flip side. Bye.